Hello and welcome to MUI project. I created that video for folks who missed our SRG meeting on Tuesday before Ox conference, specifically hoping it will be useful for fellows. We were in a fellow day. It was a lot going on. And when we met, we did quite a bit of a progress and decided to move with the screening of the full text. This time we're going to do it a little bit differently, so hopefully that video will be useful for more senior screeners as well, because the process changed a little bit. So what I did, I kind of put the little tutorial to give you some more instructions. Instead of typing them up, you can just watch this video, and also a couple of the case examples, like in the articles, how we would go through them, because we did that little rehearsal as well. So this time we're going to be screening full text through SRDR. The way you would go is you would log in how you did it in the past. You go and you get your mixed urinary projects, and you go to the screening still. There is a full text screening button here. So instead of picking abstract screening, you will go to full text, and that will bring you to this page. So you're going to push continue screening. And this time you will see the abstract to the left, but there will be a box, information collection box on our right. And at this point, when you have an abstract, you would actually still need to go back to the original MUI folder Ethan created for us. This is a folder where we store PICA. Right here down on number 4, you will see articles. So the full text articles are stored here. So if you screen the article, you will have to go here either by PubMed ID or by author. You will identify it here. This is going to be your full text you're going to be reviewing. So after you bring it up, you will go and read from that. And this specific article I wanted to use as a first example of my cases, just demonstrate you what I would do it as a process. So the first thing I would go to the tables, and demographic tables include the information, all of the variables I would be looking for. Is there something indicating that there is a population within mixed incontinence or some sort of urinary urgency symptoms included in this? So this demographic table does not have that. However, this particular study used the urodynamic criteria, and there is a collection on the truth of activity. So it's not a lot. It's 7 patients, but you can use that as a definition of your MUI population. Technically speaking, when we had a discussion, and that's important, that if there is less than 10 patients in this particular study, we would be excluding them based on the N. So although you did find a population which is mixed urinary incontinence, but this particular article will be rejected based on the N, which is less than 10. Just for demonstration purposes, this is what I would do next. Let's say we'll pretend this was 20 of the patients with truth overactivity. I would go back and I would start looking if there is any outcome data which includes urgency-specific measures. And you can see here that they use UDI and IQ, but they did not report it on the subgroups. So technically, this study would be rejected next, even if the N was adequate, based on the absence of the appropriate measures. Additionally, if you look even further, this baseline urgency measures, they should be collected on mixed urinary incontinence population specifically. So this is why I used this different example. This is not an article, not a manuscript. Following the same process, I would go to demographic table, Here in this particular article, they have a population of mixed urinary incontinence specifically defined in both arms. The N looks good, so it passes the 10 patients criteria. So next thing, you would go back and you would go and start reading further in terms of outcome. And here, they do report on urgency-specific measures. So it's ACIQ-OAB subscale, and it is urgency specific. However, technically speaking, this article should be rejected as well, based on the fact that this data on OAB subscale is not reported specifically for mixed urinary incontinence populations. As you can see here, they are including all 205 women analyzed. So it would include all of the patients who had MUI and patients who had pure SUI as well. So, however, and this is the whole purpose of this video, we suspect that we might need to use this information later on. So for the articles like this, we created, technically it will go in a reject pile with the explanation that there is no specific outcomes to our population, baseline or post-procedure. However, we included for the studies, we included a special tag. So before rejecting this article, please tag it. And the tag basically reads that there is no MUI specific data. So you do have data reporting urgency subscale, but it is not specific to MUI population only, specific to the entire cohort of the patients. We included this tag and asking you to collect that information in case we have to do, in case we land with not enough of the MUI specific data for the after the all the work you do. So we might need to go back and collect all these articles where the before and after data is reported, but maybe it's not MUI population specific. So please don't forget about the tag. If you have trouble accessing or finding article in a folder, in this particular folder, please go to your librarian, and we uploaded additional articles from librarian who did a search for my institutions. But if you're still missing, do a PubMed search first. It might be an abstract. So if it's an abstract, then you will not find it, and then technically you will go back and that screening, and you reject it based on this criteria that it's confident abstract and there is no full text available. If there is full text available, but it's not available to you, your librarian cannot find you, you're not an academic institution, and you're in a private practice, please reach out to Alex Santangelo. He will be working with me on this project, and he will retrieve it manually for you. So before I wrap up, I just wanted to quickly go through this remainder of the screening form. Let's say if rejection, that study actually passed all the rejection reasons, and you want to include that, what you would do, you would go through this study design, a very brief form to pick up the study design, include n number of patients with MUI. If it's only percentage reported, please include the patients with MUI, kind of calculated from your N, and put a number, not a percentage here. And if there are two arms, then look at the total number, combine them if the data is reported separately. So just do a little simple math and add group A and group B. Baseline assessment of MUI, if it was measured by questionnaire, if it was dichotomous, like yes or no, like it was a urodynamic criteria, it was defined by OAB medication use, just pick one, and if you don't know what to pick, just put other here. And procedures, just kind of like try to see if you have, you can put it in the categories here. You can pick multiples here. So if it's double arm studies, just pick both. And outcomes, was it focusing on the sensory? Was it focusing on urgency and continence? Were complications? Again, you can pick multiple here. And if you have something you didn't think of, you can put other. Language, you only need to put if it's not English. If you don't know answer for one of these questions, then you can put this button and put screening form complete. So that's pretty much it. After you fix all this form and answer all these questions, you just pick accept button and move to the next one. So thank you, and happy screening.